Okay, I think we're good. Just nobody breathe, okay? Just nobody breathe. All right. So what we're gonna do, let me scoot over a little bit. I know it's crazy, this is technology, guys. Okay, so first what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a book walk. We're just gonna look at the book. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is tell me what kind of book do you think this is?
A book.
What kind of genre do you think it is?
It's a non-fiction.
Nonfiction. Why do you think it's nonfiction?
Because
By looking through it. Look through it and tell me why you think it's nonfiction.
I forgot. Is non-fiction real or fake?
Nonfiction is not, it is real, excuse me. Nonfiction is real and fiction is like made up.
Okay, it's not fiction because it's talking about bugs and all type of insects.
It's very true. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is let's look a little bit into the content of the book, okay? What do you think?
Taking pictures.
Is real pictures? That's a good indicator too. All right, so let's look at it and let's look a little bit about what we're going to be learning. So if everybody could turn to page 3. Okay, so it's a table of contents. So does anyone know what the table of contents does? You just say it out.
It tells you what the page is going to be about.
Mm-hmm.
It tells you what page number.
That's true too. What were you going to say?
It tells you where to go when you need to learn something on the page.
That's very true. Yes, sir.
It's like when you're trying to go to careful, you have to look beside it and it's page 13, so you have to go to page 13 to where you're not being careful.
That's very, very true. All right. So one thing I want to say before we even start today is when we're reading a nonfiction book, you have to make sure that you pay close attention to not only, let's see if I can get to a page, not only what you're reading, but you also need to pay attention to the charts that are up here, as well as the little facts that are beside the pictures. You see those? You need to make sure, because that also has information that you're going to need in it. My staple come out. All right. The last thing I want to talk about before we start is the glossary. Does anyone know what a glossary is?
Yeah.
What's a glossary?
I forgot.
What
It tells what all the words mean.
Very true. All right, you guys turn to page 16. All right. So for the glossary, you told me that it means that you look at the words here and then it tells you what it means.
Yeah.
So just for a quick example, I'm going to say calories. Calories is found on page 6. And the sentence that calories is in, it says, other insects such as termite and ant queens have large amounts of healthy calories. So if you didn't know what calories meant, you would look in here and it means units that measure the amount of energy in food. Okay?
The page is stuck together like this.
Because that's the way they were folded. It's called a pocket book. It's just the way the book was put together. All right. Okay, so when you guys read a book, do you always remember every little piece of information that you read?
No.
No, I don't either. Sometimes my brain gets in all different overdrives and I'm reading, but I'm also thinking about, I don't know, what I want to have for lunch, or, you know, I'm going to see my friend tonight, so I'm thinking about. You guys focus on me, okay? So, what we're going to do today, a lesson we're going to learn about is monitoring comprehension. Yes, sir?
My brain went that way, then went that way, then that way, then that way, then that way, then that way.
Yeah, that's what my brain does when I try to read sometimes. So for monitoring comprehension, what you do is you ask questions when you read. So, for example, if you read something and you say, I didn't know that. Or you could even say, oh yeah, cool, I already knew that. But what you're going to do is you're going to keep up with that in your head as you read, and it helps you dive a little deeper into the book. Now, it's really, really hard to understand everything you read the first time in a nonfiction book. because nonfiction's harder than fiction anyway. So I'm going to teach you a strategy using lines and circles today that are going to help you understand your story a little bit better and get a little bit more out of the book. So like I was saying, we're going to activate our reader brains. And we're going to keep them awake the entire time we're reading. Because if you constantly do something while you're reading, it's shown that it's going to help you understand a little bit better. So, what we're going to do is we're going to work hands-on. So let me show you an example really quick of what we're going to do. So, like I said, these books are all yours. You can do with them whatever you want to do. Well, don't rip them. After the lesson, if you want to rip them, you can. But for now, let's not rip them. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on page... Let's go to page 5.
5.
Yep, turn to page 5. Okay. So, the title... That's your pencil. I need my pen. So, the title is called Good For You Foods. And so if you read the page, I'm going to read it really quick. People all around the world have been eating insects for thousands of years, and with good reason. Many insects are good for people's health. In some parts of the world, people don't have many different kinds of foods. It may be difficult for them to get the nutrients they need. Okay, so I know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle the information that I already knew and underline things that I'm questioning about, that I'm learning. So, I already knew that it may be difficult for people to find nutrients in certain parts of the world. So I'm going to circle that. Y'all don't do that. I'm just modeling for you. So I'm going to circle that because I knew it. Now, I didn't know that people have been eating insects for years. So I'm going to underline that because that's new information to me. You knew that? Yeah, so everyone's going to be a little bit different because we all know different things. So that's just an example. So what you don't know is underlined, and what you already knew is circled. Okay?
My dad is 44, and he told me when he was a little kid. He told me when he was a little kid. When he told me he was a little kid, people ate worms and stuff.
Yeah, see, that's kind of gross to me. But yeah, that's what this book is about. It's Have you ever thought about eating bugs? Would you do that?
No.
No, you wouldn't eat bugs.
Right.
I personally wouldn't either. But some people find it a delicacy. So. Alright, so what we're going to do, like I said, is we're going to ask questions to keep our minds engaged as we read. And we're going to make sure we're using the tables and photographs that are included in the book, so that you make sure you get everything that they want. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start out. You guys are going to whisper read. You did this with her yesterday, so you know how it works. But I want you to go through and I want you to read the book. First, let me get y'all's names, because I have to take notes, and I need to make sure I have everyone's name correct.
My name's Taitikis.
What's your name? I'm going to go in order. What's your name first? Brian? That's right, I had you in my first group. It's I. Sorry about that. Alright.
W-A-L-K-E, Walker Ellis Wayne.
Okay.
Walker A is Wayne. That's my middle name.
What's your name?
Justin.
What was that?
Justin.
Justin, okay.
No, T-Y.
T-Y. I'm spelling everyone's name wrong. And yours?
Taitikis.
You're going to have to spell that one for me, honey.
T-Y-S-C-H-I-S-T.
C. That's it?
Taitikis Baker Nujae Ayumi Nujae.
You got a long name. Alright. So, I want you to go ahead and I want you to start on page 4, because that's where the book starts. And turn to page 4.
Ew, it poked me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here, let me take it out. Alright, so everyone start on page 4. Go ahead and start reading. I want you to whisper read out loud. you to read out loud. Just whisper when you're doing it.
Okay.
Okay. Just whisper read.
People all around. People have been eating insects for years.
And make sure when you're reading, you're doing what I was doing with the underlining things you don't know and circle things that you do. We're not going to have time to read the whole book, so we're just going to read a couple pages.
Oh, do you want to read this page because you want to read it to us?
Yeah, go ahead and read it again, just so you can be fluent. Make sure when you're whispering, whisper a little. Don't talk loud, but whisper a little loudly because I'm listening in on some of what you're reading, okay? So if you'll just...
Wait, aren't you going to go around like Miss Lizzie did? She went around and tapped us on the shoulder and told us to read out loud.
Where's the cow?
No, we're going to all read together. Yeah. I have a little bit of a different thing. So just all read together, but read. Okay. Yeah, kind of like that level.
I can't hear. Sorry, I'm mumbling.
That's fine. I can hear. You're good. Go ahead and read yours. Make sure you're writing. Make sure you're marking things down in your book. Underline things that you don't know and circle things that you do.
I'm so sorry.
Outdoors stands sell crispy fried bugs. People add sauce just as we might put mustard or ketchup on a hot dog, or other people snack on grasshoppers, bamboo worms.
Insects have large amounts of protein. For example, 100 grams of a dense hopper has about 200 grams of protein and only 6 grams of fat. That's only 6 grams of protein less than the same amount of beef. Termites and some caterpillars are also great sources of iron. Crickets are high in calcium. Other insects such as termite and ant queens have large amounts of healthy calories. People in some places may need these calories and nutrients to survive. Would you rather eat a mixture or a lobster for dinner? How about after you find out that insects and lobsters are elated? Insects, worms, crabs, spiders, scorpions, and many other
October
animals
and November. This is when
Okay, we're only going to read for a few more minutes.
all these animals
underground
all have their skeletons on their outsides of their bodies. Some people put fries on the
I'm sorry. Are you about to have lunch? Uh-oh.
I'm not. I need a snack. Wait.
You're not about to have lunch?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You got a little bit of time to get your appetite back then.
Think about eating a lobster, or would you rather eat a lobster or would you rather eat an insect or a lobster for dinner?
fried caterpillar or
I'd rather have a lobster. Even though I know they're the same thing, I'd rather have lobster. Lobster's very good.
I would rather have a crab than a lobster.
chocolate.
No.
I'd rather eat crab.
Rather eat a.
Crab's good.
All right, what page is everyone on?
I'm on
12.
I'm on 12.
What page are you on?
12.
Like, I want to turn the base. Like, now I'm on 10.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and stop.
I'm on 12.
Just because we're running out of time, I'm supposed to have you back.
This
It's
is
11:30.
took us a long time.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Yeah, it was a long time, but your teacher wants you back, so I don't have as long. Okay, but I am gonna ask you a couple questions, okay? About the book that you read. Okay. We're gonna go in order. You're each gonna answer a question, okay? They're easy questions, and you're all gonna answer them, okay? What surprised you the most about this book that you're reading? What about you?
That it said many insects are good for people's health.
He said mine.
What about you?
I have no idea they had fried grasshoppers in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little odd. What about you?
That monsters and cockroaches are the same thing.
That was new for me too. What about you, sweetheart?
That they put sauce on bugs. Just say they put mustard or ketchup on the hot dog.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, this one's gonna be a funny question.
What?
Would you try eating bugs? Why or why not?
No.
No, why not?
It'll probably taste nasty.
What about you?
No, because ants might lay eggs in my body.
Ew. I don't even think about that. What about you?
No, because we probably bite on their blood getting a tongue.
Ew. What about you?
They probably sneak through my throat and then move
Ooh. Okay.
in my stomach to be
That'd be yucky. All right.
single.
So, this one kind of goes along with the first question, but what is the most interesting thing that this book taught you? You can go ahead and guess since you have your hand raised while you're looking for yours.
I think it's because mine is that insects and people used to eat insects for thousands of years.
That's very interesting. What about you?
I didn't know that. I mean, it taught me that people eat worms.
They eat worms, okay. What about you?
People all around the world have been eating
Uh-oh.
thousands of years.
No, don't make it up. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that is.
Excuse me.
I didn't even know people ate insects, much less for that long. What about you?
Okay. I never knew that. The interesting thing I got is in one town in Brazil, cooks kill queen ants every October and November. Eat them and they eat them butt first.
Ugh.
I know.
All right. So, is there anything you want to learn more about this book? Is there anything that really caught your attention that you want to learn more about?
People eating bugs.
The whole book, you just want to learn a little bit more about it? What about you?
How they find bugs in like different places, like Africa.
What about you?
Why do people put ranch and worms?
Okay, that's a good question. What about yours?
I think I got it. For dessert, chocolate covered. Why do they eat chocolate covered low cuts or candy covered worms and sweet treats?
Sounds pretty gross. All right, we're going to do a quick writing activity. We don't have long, so you have to do it pretty quickly. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a piece of paper, and I want you to think about, listen up guys, I want you to think about what you read about people making different things in different countries, and I want you to make a recipe.
What's a recipe?
A recipe is like if your mom...
type of
foods.
Yeah, if your mom makes something, she follows a recipe. So I want you to make something up. I want you to make
bugs.
I want you to make a meal using bugs. It can be. It can have any ingredients you want in it, as long as it has a bug in it.
But how do you spell
You want
cockroach?
hot sauce?
Cockroach,
Thank you.
COCROACH.
How you spell toilet?
Spell what?
Toilet.
No.
Nothing.
Okay.
I mean.
And you can spell it the best way. If it's not perfect. I don't know what you mean.
If you're trying to spell pumpkin and it's PUZIN5. What you doing?
Make sure you're writing your recipe.
Do they put our names on it?
Yes, if you don't mind. Yeah, go ahead and write your name and then do a quick recipe.
Okay, finish.
Okay.
You're done?
Can I go to class?
Oh, we're gonna all go back together.
Do you have one more group or you're done?
No, I'm done after y'all's group.
Like, for real? Like, done? Like, done?
Yeah, I'm done with everything after this.
Like, you're not gonna be a teacher?
Oh well, no, I am gonna be a teacher, but I have a couple.
Let me see that
I have-
picture again.
I have what picture? The one on my computer or on my iPad? Yeah. Before we get ready to go, we'll just see it again.
The one that he was at.
Wait, which one?
I saw it. That's what I was laughing at. 50.
What?
You said it's instant.
Oh, that one. That's my little brother. All right. Got yours. Yours. All right. Grasshopper chocolate gummy worms and Hershey's.
I gotta have something sweet.
Well, we got worms, grasshopper, and what's the last one?
A dragonfly.
Dragonfly. That's an interesting one.
Okay.
I got cockroach legs, caterpillar head, water bugs, warm gummy worm,
Wait,
and
no, gummy worm.
gummy worm and seahorse. That's interesting. We got
Why they got it?
worm with hot sauce and worm with what?
Warm, hot sauce, warm, and warm miniature.
All right.
Are you gonna talk?